What's cooking Wednesday, guys? Today we are taking a look at the deck that I plan on using this weekend for Liverpool regionals. So I tested Snorlax a lot and I came to the grand conclusion that I do not want to attempt to play that deck for many rounds. I think I would get bored and just want to drop from the tournament no matter what my record was, because it's not a super fun deck to play in a tournament setting, because you have to deal with how your opponent reacts to the deck and if they try to slow play you and things of that nature. It's just not something I want to deal with for this event. I want to just go hang out with the boys, have some fun, play the game, maybe day two, but I don't want to do it on the back of Snorlax. So I decided to play Giratina VSTAR, the Lost Zone build. So as you can see, we have the pretty standard lineup of Pokemon here, except for the Cramorant. I am on 2 Cramorant because I feel I am a bad player and I need the second Cramorant. I never felt like I needed the second Sableye, but second Cram has been really useful in certain matchups. I'll explain that in a second. So we are on 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. No other Pokemon for the deck. We have the Quad Colress because you can't play Lost Zone without Quad Colress. We have double Boss's Order, double Roxanne for our supporters. And then, of course, Mirage Gate to load up our energy. And then the 4 Battle VIP passes, which is good in this deck because you can Lost Zone them later off of the Flower Selecting. And for those that don't know, Flower Selecting is an ability where once during your turn, while this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one into your hand and the other in the Lost Zone. So when the Battle VIP passes are dead, boom, we Lost Zone them and move on with our day. Triple Nest Ball to help set up the Comfeys and the Giratina Vs. The Super Rods for the recursion to get back the cards. See, people, they'll play 1 Cram with the double rod and think it's enough, but I found many times where I was Flower Selecting and my choice is like Cram and something else, and in certain matchups you might need both really bad. Well, I don't know. I just feel like 2 Cram is good for me as a player. I'm not saying it is correct. So for the switching cards, we have double switch cart, double switch, and 1 escape rope. Some people are on 3 switch, no escape rope. Some people are on multiples of the switch and 1 less switch cart. It really depends. There are varying builds out there. I went with a 2-2-1 for the variety. Sometimes escape rope can win you the game, but not always, of course. And then Pokegear, I dropped it to 1. I was not a fan of Pokegear. It never hit the supporters when I needed it to. You are on a relatively lower supporter count. There's 8 supporters in the deck. Technically, it should be good with the odds, but I'm not a big fan of Pokegear in this build. I do play the 1 of Counter Catcher, which isn't too common in the deck, but I am a fan of Counter Catcher, and I have a gold one, so I wanted to use it in real life. All right, and then the Technical Machine De-Evolution. I am a huge fan of this card. It fixes a lot of the matchups and makes it where you can steal games with like Comfey, if you know what I mean. That is why I am on the double Cramorant, because I want to poke several times with Cram without having to dig for Super Rod. So the de-evolution, for those that don't know, is a tool that you can attach to any of your Pokemon, because it's just one of your Pokemon, and it is discarded at the end of the turn that you play it. So it only lasts for 1 turn. However, you set it up so that you can take multiple knockouts and get rid of their larger Pokemon in that turn by using the de-evolution attack. De-evolve each of your opponent's evolved Pokemon by putting the highest stage evolution card into your opponent's hand. So, as you can see with Cramorant, poking a Charizard, poking a Gardevoir, we can then use the Comfey with a Jet Energy and our Technical Machine to de-evolve their bench and take multiple knockouts on the Charmanders, Charmeleons, the Routses, etc. Whatever is out there, the Pidgeys. It all depends on what we hit. So the de-evolution is a big sweeping card, and I'm a huge fan of it in the deck. A lot of people are choosing not to play it, but I am leaning more towards it although this might be a Giratina meta for Liverpool, but I think with 1,500 plus players, I'm going to run into more of the matchups like Charizard, Gardevoir, because that's just been my luck in tournaments. So I often don't play too many mirror matches when I go to regionals, but who knows? I could be wrong. De-evolution could be bad. But hey, guess what? If I know it's bad in that matchup, I hit it with flower selecting, no problem. Quad path to the peak. Some people have dropped this to 3. I'm not a fan. I want to make sure I'm winning the stadium battle. I do not want to lose the stadium battle, so I do play 4 path to the peak. There are worker and other stadiums out there, so you really got to make sure in certain matchups that you can get path to stick and win the game. And then we have the 4 Jet Energy, a very necessary card for Psychic, 3 Grass, and 2 Water. So the Psychic you play 1 more of because you do need it to attack with Sableye. So you'll need that 1 extra energy on the Psychic. And then, of course, the 2 Waters are there in case you can ever use the Radiant Greninja's attack to steal a game. Because its attack is 2 Water, 1 Colorless, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So as long as they, well, not bench, but Pokemon, you can attack the active with it as well. So as long as they don't have Manaphy out there, you can bench snipe and kill multiple Charmanders, multiple Pidgeys, multiple little Routses, etc. You know, there's lots of different decks, multiple Comfeys for the mirror match, you know. So we do want to have those 2 water energies as a just in case. Obviously, it's not always a thing, and some decks are on 3 water energy, and I can understand that, but the deck list is already so tight on space. The only way I believe I could add a water energy to this deck would be to drop the counter catcher, which is something I might test in the future. But as it stands, this is the 60 that I planned on playing at Liverpool Regionals. However, right now, me going to Liverpool Regionals is a little up in the air. I'm currently injured. My ankle is completely swollen. I can barely walk. So getting to the airport, getting from Manchester to Liverpool, it could be quite a difficult task. Hopefully, by Friday, I'm feeling better and my ankle is in some type of way where I can walk and I can make it to the regionals. If I can't go, I'm going to be really upset because this would be my 2nd Liverpool regionals in a row where I signed up, got the tickets, and then couldn't go. So hopefully this time around that this isn't an issue and I'll make it to the regionals. It was a very unfortunate thing to happen, but you know, it does happen. Last time it was for a whole other reason that I couldn't go. Got pickpocketed. Maybe we'll get into that in a story time at some other point, but I lost IDs and whatnot, and it made it so I couldn't travel. But for this, I hope I can be there. I hope I show up, hang out with the boys, and we can play some Pokemon. There is a pre-Liverpool Regional Pokemon League challenge at Crit Hit Game Hub in Liverpool. This is just north of Liverpool Lime Street train station and easy to get to by walking. They are doing a Paldean's Fate release day league challenge, so they will have Paldean Fates available in store for sale. The league challenge is £20. Make sure when you add it to your cart or you just click buy now that you choose to collect in store. Do not pay shipping for something that is not going to be shipped. There is a little checkbox for collect in store. Make sure you click that. It will be standard format. Registration will be from 5:30 to 6:15, then we will begin. So it's £20 entry. You will receive 3 packs of Paradox Rift for entry, and then 3 packs of Paradox Rift will be added to the prize pool per player. So that £20 essentially is 6 packs, whereas you get 3 guaranteed. The other 3 are added to the prizes for whoever wins and gets top cut. So the Paradox Rift packs and boxes may be replaced with Paldean's Fate, depending on the attendance as well as product availability. I think they're going to be limiting this event to around 64 players. Don't quote me on that. But if you are interested, it is Swiss, and there will be a number of rounds depending, but it should be no more than 6 rounds, best of 1. Keep that in mind. So bring your best of 1 deck 25 minutes. We want to get this going. We do not want to be there till 2 in the morning. We are preparing for Liverpool regionals, and there is no actual top cut. What that means is top cut will not play out. So whatever the standings are at the end of Swiss, that is what your record will be for the prizing. So keep that in mind, guys. We are aiming to finish it by 10 o'clock, but you never know when it will actually end. So look them up. That is the pre-Liverpool Regional Pokemon League Challenge at Crit Hit Game Hub. I will put a link in the description for this. Also, I would like to say, not a sponsor. They are not a sponsor of this video. I'm giving them a shout out so that you know where you can go and play some Pokemon the night before the tournament. So keep that in mind, guys, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And hopefully I can make it to Liverpool Regionals and try out the Giratina VSTAR.